Senator from California, Dr. Ruiz.
Thank you very, very much. We've been here for 22 hours. I want to take us back to the nature of this amendment, which is the essential benefits that patients will lose under this bill. There's been a lot of disagreement in these 22 hours. I want to talk about something that I agree with my colleagues on the other side, especially Dr. Murphy from Pennsylvania. I agree about the rise of mental health patients in the emergency department and the need to do something about it. How do I know? Well, I work in the emergency department. I've worked in emergency departments at Harvard, at Pittsburgh, in the Coachella Valley. I have visited emergency departments across the nation. I have taken care of those sick patients that are opioid dependent, that are either in withdrawals or practically in respiratory distress, and I had to resuscitate them. I have taken care of patients who were thinking of suicide, who attempted suicide, and who unfortunately completed suicide. I have had to commit patients for psychiatric evaluations who oftentimes have to stay in the emergency department for 3 or more days, taking up a valuable resource of a hospital bed in an overcrowded emergency department. And I can tell you why that's the case. It's not Obamacare. It's because there has been repeated assaults to our mental health services with poor funding. It is because we have more people who have essential benefits with more health insurance, and it's because we have a shortage of mental health specialists, a shortage of physicians to take care of those patients. So now, in this bill, mental health is no longer guaranteed as an essential benefit. It's optional. It gives the states the flexibility not to offer care. And I can tell you...
Would the gentleman yield?
Not yet. I will later. There is no physician who prefers patients who don't have mental health coverage. It is the difference between the words may versus shall in this bill. There is parity with other provisions of health insurance that are offered, but parity doesn't equate with access. So some of my colleagues really focus on the market concept, and you know, there's a supply-demand curve. In this supply-demand curve, you set a price, and then you accept people who can't afford the insurance and can't get cared. And you might be okay with that, but I'm not.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, not yet. I don't accept, and we don't accept, that there are people who suffer needlessly simply because they can't afford care. They need the care, that we want to guarantee that care for them. And listen, I'm not an ideologue here. I didn't grow up in a partisan world. I'm a doctor. I care about giving care to my patients. I care about preventing suicide. I care about making sure patients are no longer addicted to opioids. I care that they get the treatment, follow-up that they need, and that they are not lost to follow-up. And it's not just me. It's the American Medical Association and the doctors all over the nation. Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to submit the following letter by the AMA for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
At this point, I will yield.
Thank you. I appreciate your yielding, because I know you're a medical provider. I know you care deeply about these issues. By the way, I'm not a medical provider, but I also care deeply about them. And I want to make sure I understand the crux of your argument, which is that you think it is completely wrong for us to vote to eliminate any of these essential health benefits. Is that what you're saying?
What I am saying is that I believe it is wrong to not provide, in the word shall, in the essential benefits, mental health, while giving tax breaks to corporations and millionaires. That's wrong.
Here's why I asked, because you were a co-sponsor of the bill that President Obama signed that eliminated essential health benefits for millions of Americans. You were a co-sponsor.
No, I'm going to have to recheck that.
H.R. 1624. There are 5 Democrats on this committee that co-sponsored this bill that did exactly that. And it passed.
I want to reclaim my time. I want to reclaim my time. I'm going to look at that bill. I'm going to look at that bill in detail.